Preparing to stream.
Thank you. Welcome, councillors,
Hang
officers.
on, sorry, it's not quite there yet.
Oh, isn't it there? I thought it, I'll see mine.
Sorry, I said preparing. Sorry.
All right.
You're now live.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, councillors, officers, also members of the public and press viewing the meeting via the live stream on YouTube. This being a remote meeting under the government legislation, I am Councillor Stan Avison, Chairman of the Licensing Committee. The role of the Licensing Committee is to review any licence of the leisure industry where appropriate. This also includes taxi and hackney carriage licences and driver's licences. There are 11 councillors on the committee who make the decisions. There is also a number of officers presenting reports and administrating the video conference. We also have our legal advisor with us. Please be on mute unless speaking. This is really important, otherwise the audio becomes less clear. Make sure your video is turned on. When you want to speak, press the blue hand button on the participants list, then I will call you in turn. If you need to leave the meeting, please let me know before you leave. Otherwise, we won't know if you went to leave the meeting or if you have left due to a connectivity issue. Thank you. I will now move to the agenda. First item on the agenda is apologies, please.
Thank you, Chairman. We have received apologies for absence from Councillor Billy Brooks and Councillor Sarah Devereux. Thank you.
Thank you. And if I could ask you, please, Joe, to go record of attendance, please.
You can just confirm, members, whether you're present, please. Councillor David Andrews.
Present.
Councillor Stan Avison.
Present.
Councillor Benjamin.
Present.
Councillor Campbell Wardman.
Present.
Councillor Cullen.
Present.
Councillor Leonard.
Present.
Councillor Neil Jones. Councillor Neil Jones is absent. Councillor Manjon.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Joe. Next item on the agenda is disclosure of interest, if any. Has any councillor got any disclosures they would like to make? No. Item 3, to confirm the minutes of the open and exempt minutes of the general licensing meeting held on the 4th of January. I propose those are correct minutes.
I'll second them, Councillor Avison.
Has anyone got any comments on those minutes? No. Item 4 is a private hire vehicle licence, Ford Galaxy. And this is a report of the service manager, but it will be Mr. John Challen. But under the circumstances, there are only 3 people that's been able to see the vehicle concerned. And with us only 3, it won't be a quorum unless, you know, they agree that those 3 can make the decision. But I think, you know, what if the committee feel that we should postpone this until the councillors have had time to look at this. It was very short notice, and due to the way things are, a lot of councillors were committed to other things. So I would just like what the councillors think on this, please. If you've got any comments as to whether we should defer this until the councillors have had time to look at it. Have we got any comments, please? Councillor Mannion, yes.
I think the safest thing would be to defer the decision till the next meeting. If we know that at the next meeting we will be expected to view the vehicle on that day or just before that day, then that will be helpful. If we can set the dates for the viewing of the car today, that would be helpful.
Thank you. Has anyone else got any comments they would like to make?
Chairman, can I just jump
Yes.
in? Just so councillors are aware, it's not that the meeting wouldn't be quorum, it's whether you feel it's appropriate to consider it, bearing in mind such a small percentage of the committee have attended the viewing. In terms of the vehicle being viewed, the licensing team will have to liaise with the owner, because obviously he needs to be able to bring the vehicle. So it's not a question of when we can make it convenient for members, it also needs to be convenient to the owner. So we're not going to be able
Yes.
to give you a date today simply for that reason. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you for that, Kim. Yes, thank you.
Chair, can I just jump in just just clarify that we have got a member of the public in the waiting room in relation to this item, just making sure that we shouldn't have invited them in as of yet, or whether it would be appropriate for them to be listening to this part as well.
Councillor Leonard, yes?
Thank you. Yeah, sorry, I was having a problem raising the hand there. Yeah, I mean, I came this morning. I made the effort. I got the time out. Appreciate it might not work for everybody, but on the other hand, is that going to be the same when we fix another date? So I'd be more than happy to go ahead. I think this has dragged on for long enough, and it needs to be dealt with now. So that would be my proposal if necessary.
Chairman, sorry, just jumping in again. I can't see from my screen, but has that member of the public joined? Been let into the meeting, because they do
No,
need to be
no,
here.
it
It
hasn't
is.
quite yet, no. Catherine, can you let that member of the public in? Whoever
Yeah,
it is?
we've got 2 people in. One's for Premier Cars. Would that be the same thing as for this item? John?
No, I think that's for a later item.
That's for later,
Oh,
yes, that's,
Okay,
That's
I'll just
for
let Mr.
item eight.
Holness in then. Thank you.
yeah.
Mr. Holness is now in the meeting.
Good afternoon, Mr. Holness. Are you representing Mr. Turner? Mr. Holness, you are muted. You are muted, Mr. Holness.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now, yes. Are you representing Mr. Turner?
I am indeed. He does send his apologies.
No, that's absolutely fine.
And Mr. Turner, just to clarify, there's only yourself attending today. There's nobody else that we're expecting, is there?
No.
Thank you.
We have a slight problem, only that there's only 3 people actually that have seen your vehicle.
Okay.
It was too short notice. It was too short notice for some of the other councillors to be able to attend. Would your feeling be that you'd be quite happy for the committee to look at it, or would you rather us postpone it until we can get, at your convenience, give us time to get the other councillors to look at your vehicle?
I think in light of it being sort of fair to all, and so you're all equipped with the right information, it would be best to do it at such a time that enough committee members have had a chance to visit to see both vehicles.
Lovely, thank you for that. in that case, then I propose that we defer this until such time as all councillors can go and view this vehicle. Those that have seen it don't need go again, but for those councillors who have not seen it, then if we can postpone it to a time that given time that for Mr. Turner so that he can turn up with the vehicle.
Yeah.
We propose to defer this item until that time. Is
Yep,
that acceptable, Kim?
That would be acceptable. Thank you.
Chairman, yes, if members want to just take a vote or have that seconded.
Lovely, thank you. Can I have someone second that proposal then, please, that we defer?
I'll second that, Sam.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much indeed. Thank you. Okay, seconded. So we will get Mr. Twiddy or Mr. Challen to be in touch with you, Mr. Holness, if that's all right, and we'll arrange a date which is convenient to you so that other councils can make sure we get there in plenty of time.
That's absolutely fine, and it can be on a day other than that of the meeting as well if it needs to be. So we're quite happy to accommodate that.
Yeah,
Chairman,
well,
can I just,
yes.
sorry, can I just
yes,
take a
please.
vote? Can I just take a vote on that, Chairman, that we're wanting to
Yes.
defer it? So for deferring this item, if you can just confirm whether you're for, against or abstaining. Councillor
Yeah,
Andrews.
we're just going to go through. Yes, okay. If you'd just like to call them out. Did you want to call them out or just show of hands?
Councillor Andrews.
Yeah, agree.
Councillor Avison.
Yes, for.
Councillor Benjamin.
Agree.
Councillor Campbell-Wardman.
Agree.
Councillor Cullen.
Agree.
Councillor Leonard.
Against.
Councillor Manjon.
Or
Thank you, Chairman. That's 6 for and 1 against. That's carried.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Holness, for that. If you could give our regards to Mr. Turner.
Will do. My pleasure.
And we'll be in touch with you if that's okay. Thank you very much.
That's brilliant. Thank you for that.
Chair, if I could just thank Mr. Holness and Mr. Turner for bringing the vehicle in today, and that we'll be in touch to arrange another date.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
That's much obliged to you. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on then to item 5, please. The statutory taxi and private hire vehicle standards. This is, of course, Mr. Challen, please.
Thank you, Chair. Yep, so members of the committee have received a report in relation to this, but by means of an introduction, the Department of Transport has introduced minimum standards for hackney carriages and private hire vehicles, which they've circulated round to all licensing authorities. These were published in July of last year in 2020, and as a result of that, the council has a legal duty to have regard to the minimum standards, and in the event of us or the council deeming it appropriate to adopt anything different to that, we would have to make representation to the Department of Transport. So the council has indicated initially that in order to fit in with the new minimum standards, we would need to make a number of policy amendments in order to reflect those. And that's what we've detailed in Appendix A of the report, that you should all have a copy of. And it's a list of the amendments that are being introduced, and the recommendation to the committee, they're adopted with immediate effect. Obviously, everyone's got that report, so I don't intend to go through it line by line in terms of the amendments and the implications. The officers are comfortable that this can fit into the policy, and we can move forward with them. But obviously, that's subject to the committee being willing and accepting that they're adopted with immediate effect. And that's pretty much all to say on this one. Other than to answer any questions or discuss any of the issues that that members might have in relation to any of those amendments.
Yeah, that's fine. Has everyone got any questions on the private hire vehicle standards policy, please?
no,
No. Sorry, yes, Councillor Mannion.
No, I said this, I don't have a problem.
Okay, thank you. So I propose we accept those, the policy, and that we accept the policy. Could I have a seconder for that, please?
I'll second that, councillor Avison.
Thank you, Sandra. So all those in favour, when I'll get Joe to run through.
Councillor Andrews,
Yeah, agree.
Councillor Avison,
Agree?
Councillor Benjamin,
Agree.
Councillor Campbell-Wardman,
Agree.
Councillor Cullen,
Agree.
Councillor Leonard,
Agree.
Councillor Manjon.
Agree.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. We'll move on to item 6. This is a review of the Maximac carriage fare structure. That's on page 31 and 38 of the report. Of course, this is down to Mr. Challen again, please.
Yes, thank you, Chair. As the committee are no doubt aware that there's an annual review carried out by this authority in terms of the Hackney carriage fare structure. The last increase of fares for distance and time was back in 2018. Now, at the time that the report was circulated to members, we've not received any responses from the trade. However, there has now been 3 responses that have been circulated out to members outside of this. But I've got them here, so what I was going to do with your permission, Chair, was just to go through them, just in case members haven't had time to read them prior to today, because I'm conscious that is quite last minute that everyone's received that.
Yes, please, Mr. Challen, if you would run through them, please.
Okay, so we have 3 responses, and I'll do them in chronological order of when they were received. The first has read that they would like to submit the following increases to be considered, and that's an increase of the starter rate from £3.20 to £3.50, the change in the waiting time from 45 seconds to a 50-second waiting period. Oh, sorry, a change of the waiting time to 45 seconds from the current standard, which is 50 seconds. So that's going to go from 50 down to 45 seconds. And a change to the wording from for each passenger in excess of 2 to 2.3 and 25p, and also 4 to 8 would be 50p. So that's 2 to 3 would be 25p, and 4 to 8 passengers would be 50p. And then for each passenger in excess of those 2 would be 50p. They then go on to state that the last rise was on the 5th of April 2018, almost 3 years ago. They feel it's not a big rise, and that the increase is needed due to the rate of increase in cost and the general cost of living. So that's the first one. The second one has responded saying, in response to the above, that they feel now is not a good time to be implementing any increase to the maximum Hackney carriage fare structure, but at this point they would welcome a review in 6 months' time to review hopefully an improving position with the pandemic. So that's the second one, is to say not at this point in time, but the review for 6 months' time. And then the third and final one is asked for a small increase in, or what they view as a small increase in the rate of tariff for tariff 1. I'll read it out to you. So it says, due to the current global pandemic and the effects that this has had on people's ability to work and earn, they feel that an increase in this time would negatively affect the trade. Also, even a small increase in rate of tariff 1 is getting close to tipping tariff 2 over the £5 starting price, and would have an impact in pushing people away from taxis. However, they have requested an increase for later on, in that in terms of the booking fee. Retract that. In terms of the booking fee, it's their opinion here that to increase it from 50 pence a mile to 75 pence a mile and remove the cap of 15 miles is what they've requested and put forward. So it's only for the booking fee that the third response is looking to go from 50 pence per mile to 75 pence per mile. So they're the 3 responses that we've received. So I appreciate that members may or may not have had time to read that and digest that, hence why I wanted to just clarify that today. Obviously, the recommendation is that the committee considers the review and takes on board those comments and makes any amendments that it feels and considers would be necessary. The current fare structure, as it is listed in the report, and obviously that's quite a detailed listing that we've got there. Should any amendments be made as a result of this meeting, they would be subject to the necessary statutory notices being published, and also subject to there not being an objection from the public or the taxi trade, at which point we'd need to reconsider if there were. So that's currently where we're at. And that's probably all I need to say just at this point in time, prior to trying to answer any discussions or debate from here on in. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Challen. Thank you, John. Well, I read the report actually. I'd like to propose actually that we do, as was requested by the second one, that we postpone this for 6 months. Where we are at the moment, things is not very good all round for anybody, you know, whether it's the trade or the public. And I think, you know, basically, if we give it 6 months and have them back in 6 months' time, it will give us a better picture. I don't know how anyone else feels, but that's what I'd like to propose anyway.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to second that.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Have we any other comments, please? Yes, I've got David Mannion. Thank you, David.
No, I was going to say I have no problem with that approach.
Thank you very much. Has anyone else got any comments you would like to make, please?
Yes, please, Councillor Everson. I did have my hand up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just come up. Yes, okay. Thank you, Sandra.
Although I sympathise with the taxi drivers, I also agree that at this time, I don't think the public could really take another increase in taxes when taxis are so important at the minute. I think also, I agree with you that we defer this till later on in the year. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Are there any other comments, please? No, I've got nothing on there. I will take a vote on that then, please, that we postpone this for 6 months, and then we'll look at it in 6 months' time.
Okay, Councillor Andrews.
Yeah, propose to cancel it for 6 months.
Councillor Avison.
Yes, agree.
Councillor Benjamin.
Agree.
Councillor Campbell-Wardman.
Agree.
Councillor Cullen.
Agree.
Councillor Leonard.
Agree.
Councillor Manager.
Agree.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Move on to item 7. This is the exclusion of the public and press. That under section 100A(4) of the Local Government Act 1972, the press and public be excluded from the meeting for the following items on the ground that if they were present, there could be disclosed exempt information as defined at paragraph 1, 2 and 7 of part 1A of the schedule 12A of the Act as amended. Before we just do that though, I would like to announce that the date of the next meeting, programme date for the next meeting will be on the 10th of May 2021. So if we could now go into the private session, please, Catherine.